Modern bamboo, as we know, is this stuff. Basically was discovered by an American biologist, botanist called McClure in China in 1922. The properties of this bamboo were far superior to anything else that they'd found to date. They had other species of bamboo. Originally, I think it was called Tonkin bamboo. It was solid, had pretty loose fibers. It was used in furniture, whatever they could do. This stuff is used, modern bamboo is used in construction, scaffolding, always. This particular bamboo that McClure found was in the Sioux Valley, which is about 100 miles from Canton, and he had a nice name for it, and it stuck, and he called it Arundinaria amabilis. Translated means beautiful reed. The bamboo that he found was so enamored by this stuff, grows to about 55, 60 feet, and takes about 5 to 6 years for it to grow to reach maturity. I've got two pieces here. I'm going to show you this piece first. And this piece has what we call nodal rings. That's this. Goes all the way through. It's hot. Bamboo is hollow, but there is a solid seal. This nodal ring is basically solid all the way through till we split it. And you see there's a difference in the size of between the nodes. Gradually it gets longer and longer and longer. So this stuff, like I said, 55 to 60 feet, harvested 5 years. They take pretty much the first decent part of 12 feet when they ship it, and they put it in bales, ship it by sea mostly, arrives at Seattle, West Coast ports, of course. Previously there was a bamboo guy called a bamboo broker, and his name was Andy Royer, and he did a great job for bamboo rod makers. He just did. He went over to China. He talked to the growers, told them what they wanted, and that's what he sold to us. So we're still living in the golden age of bamboo. Bamboo is wonderful stuff. It's very, very hard. You can blunt, even break a knife trying to split it right there without notice. This stuff is just incredibly hard. The fibers in bamboo are longitudinal. That's moisture will get in from here and go all along. So the bamboo, what you've got there is the softest part of the bamboo. This has got to be enough, yeah. It's the soft part of the bamboo. This is soft, it's pithy. You can scrape it out and get stuff out. The outer shell of the bamboo, I'm going to say shell, might not be the name. It's called enamel. It's very hard. This is a fairly sharp knife. I can scrape it, and I don't make much of a dent in it. This is basically protection for the bamboo. We refer to it as enamel. I'm sure there's a nice long Latin word, but this basically protects the bamboo from insects, weather. It's about, on a piece like this, it's probably about 4 to 5 thousandths of an inch thick as a coating, as a cover protection area, and it's the enamel. This we have to take off. Different guys have different ways of taking it off, and they will take it off in different stages. We talk about these nodes, so I look at this node here, and I'm going to say that's probably 14, 15 inches. And then that goes down to about 13, then we're about 12, then we're about 10, and then we're about 9. So you can see there's a progression of distance. Nodes take a lot of work, i.e. you've got to there's a slight ridge, you've got to flatten them, and that's done by sanding or scraping or machine work or routers. But they've got to be dealt with because you don't want to bump in the rod. The construction of the rod will generally take 6 pieces of bamboo that are triangular shaped. And those kind of nest together with the enamel on the outside. There's guys that make rods out of 4 pieces of bamboo, which are called quads. And there are even oddball guys, and there's one of them in Lovells who makes rods called pentas. So that's 5 pieces of bamboo. And more than a few people like pentas because they think basically from the engineering way that the bamboo works as 5 sides, nothing's directly opposite. The rods are a little bit quicker, a little bit stiffer, not graphite, but a little bit stiffer, a little bit quicker, and they're liked. People like them. Bamboo has an amazing shelf life. I've got some that's 30 years old, one column that's about 30 years old. I got it from a guy I met on the South Branch fishing in the 80s, and he was 83. And we got talking on bamboo rods, 2 of us, 3 of us, my fishing friend and I and this guy. And he'd made some bamboo rods, and he said, I've still got some bamboo. If you guys want to make rods, I will give you that bamboo. So we went to Lansing. I had a wonderful day with him, and he gave us some bamboo. So I have one of those columns for that bamboo, and it's split, and it's old stuff, perfect, just like this. So this is, this stuff is, it's good. Now you can see these internal nodal dams here. This is just wonderful bamboo. Rod makers talk about rod makers talk about power fibers, and what power fibers are is this outer edge. This inner edge, as we talked earlier, it's basically this part's soft. It's the pith. But power fibers are this really darker outside edge.